The morning sky was painted with soft pink clouds as Sophie and Dyna walked hand in hand toward the school path. Birds fluttered overhead, chirping cheerfully. The two friends smiled as their shoes crunched softly on the pebbly ground. Dyna skipped beside Sophie, her backpack bouncing with each hop. "Yesterday we learned about the letter B," she sang happily. "Bananas, bears, and bubbles." Dyna giggled and spun in a little circle. Sophie nodded, her long ponytail swishing. "And today?" Sophie said with a twinkle in her eye. "Wormy told us we'd discover something new. I wonder what it could be." Just then, the ground sparkled beneath Sophie and Dyna's feet. The sidewalk shimmered like tiny stars. With a familiar pop, Wormy the Word Worm appeared, his round glasses shining brightly in the morning light. "Can you guess which letter is calling us today?" Wormy asked with a playful grin, his tail curling into the shape of a letter. Dyna clapped her hands. "C! Correct!" Wormy beamed. "C is for Carnival." With a swirl of glitter, the plain gray sidewalk transformed into a magical fairground. Bright, colorful tents rose up around Sophie and Dyna. Balloons floated into the sky. Cotton candy clouds puffed through the air, sweet and sugary. Everywhere they looked, the letter C danced and twinkled as if the alphabet itself had come alive. "Wow!" Sophie gasped, pointing ahead. "Look at the carousel!" Right in the center of the carnival stood a sparkling carousel. But instead of horses, there were cheerful cats and camels wearing golden crowns. Music chimed softly, ding, 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 as the carousel spun slowly round and round. "Come on," Wormy chuckled, wriggling toward the ride. Sophie and Dyna hopped onto the carousel. Dyna chose a cozy cat with a curly tail, while Sophie climbed onto a tall, gentle camel with a shiny collar. The ride began to move, spinning them in slow circles. Each time Sophie, Dyna, and Wormy went around, magical words floated above their heads in glittering letters. Cat, camel, carousel, cotton candy. Sophie leaned toward Dyna and explained, "B was for bananas and bears. Now let's try C. C says k, like cat." Dyna practiced loudly. Cat! Her curly hair bounced as the ride spun. "That's it!" Wormy clapped his tiny hands. "Every C word makes your brain brighter." Suddenly, a clown appeared bright and silly, not scary at all. His nose was big and red, and he wore a cheerful checkered coat. He juggled colorful balls shaped like the letter C. "Catch the letter!" the clown laughed, tossing one glowing C toward them. Dyna reached out and caught it. The glowing C sparkled in her hand, then poof, it melted into a shiny candy cane. "Candy cane starts with C too," Wormy cheered. Dyna licked her lips. Can I taste it?" The candy cane shimmered. She took a little lick. "Sweet! Candy!" Sophie and Dyna hopped off the carousel, and just then, a cheerful crab scuttled across the carnival path, clicking its claws. Click! Clack! Click! It went, leaving tiny C-shaped footprints in the sand. Dyna giggled. "Crab starts with C." "That's right," said Sophie. "And look, there's a castle." Beyond the crab, a magical castle stood tall, with candy-colored walls and shining crystal windows. A golden crown sparkled above its tallest tower. "Crown! Castle!" Wormy exclaimed, wriggling in excitement. "Shall we go inside?" The two friends ran toward the castle doors. Inside, Sophie and Dyna found tables piled high with cookies, cupcakes, and carrots. A friendly chef in a tall white cap waved. "Would you like a cookie?" the chef asked kindly. "Yes, please," said Dyna, reaching for a chocolate chip cookie. Cookie! Sophie picked up a cupcake with creamy pink frosting. Cupcake starts with C too, she said proudly. As they munched, Wormy chuckled. Careful not to eat too many. C is for cookie, but also for careful. The girls laughed and licked the crumbs from their fingers. When they left the castle, the carnival seemed to grow even bigger. A circle of colorful cars appeared, tiny bumper cars that zoomed around in cheerful loops. Each car had a big C painted on the front. Let's drive, Sophie said, hopping into a shiny blue car. Dyna climbed into a smaller green car. Beep, beep, she giggled, steering in a crooked circle. The cars spun around, bumping gently with a clink-clunk. Every time they tapped, sparkly C's floated into the air. Car, circle, crash. Dyna shouted, car, circle. The girls giggled until their tummies hurt. When the ride slowed down, Wormy led them toward a stage where a curtain of glittery streamers swayed. Suddenly, the curtain lifted, and cheerful chickens in colorful capes came out, clucking a funny little song. Cluck, 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 they sang, flapping their wings. Chickens in capes, Sophie laughed. That's so silly. Dyna clapped to the beat. Ka-ka, chicken, ka-ka, cape. Very clever, Wormy praised. The letter C is everywhere in this carnival. At last, the lights of the carnival began to twinkle softly, as if the day was gently closing. The cotton candy clouds floated away. The music faded into a sweet hum. The magical alphabet walk shimmered back into view, guiding Sophie and Dyna toward the school path again. The fairground folded away into sparkles, leaving just one glowing C floating gently in the air. At the school gate, Lauren stood waiting with her warm smile, her pink blouse glowing in the afternoon light. She opened her arms wide as Sophie and Dyna ran toward her. So, she asked, taking Dyna's hand, what did you learn today? Dyna's face lit up. C is for cat, camel, carnival, cotton candy, cookie, cupcake, castle, car, chicken, cape, crab. Lauren laughed softly. That sounds like a very colorful morning. Sophie nodded proudly. Wormy said every C word makes our brains sparkle. Lauren bent down and kissed the top of Dyna's curly head. Then you must both be shining very brightly today. As Sophie, Dyna, and Lauren walked home together, a faint glow floated beside them. A playful letter D drifted in the air, glowing golden, waiting for tomorrow's adventure.